Hello, my dearests. Welcome back to Hero versus the Bucket List. If you're new to this series, this is where we talk about all the games I've been playing. Specifically, I've been trying to play games that I've been wanting to play for a long time. Next game, Terraria, or Terraria, potato, widely known by people as the 2D Minecraft, and it's not quite Minecraft, it's got a different thing going on, but it's a fair way to at least elevator pitch the game, I would say. The game ends up being a lot more forgiving than Minecraft in certain ways, and we will get into all of that. This is one of those games that growing up, I always told people like, yeah, I play Terraria. I love Terraria. Because I was just like afraid of not looking cool because I hadn't played it. It was like a don't want to get my gamer card revoked moment. I don't know why I did that. I did this kind of like compulsive lying about games I played a decent amount during childhood, and I do think it was built just on that like insecurity of not wanting to be a illegitimate gamer. Yeah, there's a lot of games that I just was like, yeah, I've played that.
You are an illegitimate gamer.
Just because I haven't played Terraria. There's just so many games out there, and I think a lot of people probably have that feeling of like, man, I play video games, but there's so many games I haven't played. Yeah, you can't play them all. I think that's a faulty approach to do it. Just because I'm doing this like bucket list project doesn't mean my goal is to play all of the games. It's just a way of me organizing the games and actually, instead of getting analysis paralyzed and not playing the games, now I have them all in front of me and I'm like, okay, this one next. Keep the thing moving. And yeah, it's just fun. I'm doing it for fun. You're never going to be able to play all the games, so just be honest and be like, yeah, haven't gotten around to that one yet. That's my message to my younger self. Terraria, though, I am glad that I finally got a chance to give it a proper chance. I played this one for a while, and it was a good game where you could play for 10 minutes to 2 hours and have still a pretty satisfying session. It really is a drop in and play type of game, and when you save and quit, you pick up basically immediately where you left off, which is really rad. I liked it for that. It allowed me to play it. I had 2 games going while I was playing Terraria, and Terraria was a consistent second game that I would play when I didn't have as much time to play the other games that I wanted to sink more time into during an individual session. So it's good for that pick up and play aspect. Something that was like a stim thing for me was in the tunnels that you dig out, little vines will grow from the ceilings and it'll do that like pretty constantly. And you can just run through the tunnels with an axe or a sickle and chop down all the vines. And if you make little stairs in your tunnels, you can just be running and picking up all the stuff, and it's fun. It's one of those tasks that doesn't really accomplish a whole lot. You can collect some vine material to help you build rope. But mostly it's just for the fun of it. The game has a really good sense of progression because the deeper you dig, the more intense monsters and loot drops will be. So you'll get better stuff, you'll craft better stuff, you'll be able to go a little deeper, and so on and so forth. It's not so much like Minecraft where like at Y12 you get like diamonds. It's more of a increasing difficulty in this range of area with the underground. It'll start throwing different stuff at you, different monsters. And yeah, I really liked that aspect of it. The mine carts and ladders and stuff that you can build, and the rope systems. Like you can get really good free flowing movement where you climb up and down a rope, and the way you slide up it, you're going like way above and below ground at really high speeds. You can hop on a minecart and travel a bunch of horizontal distance in a short amount of time, and you can build these complex tunnel systems that and you can travel through it really fast. And it's really exhilarating. You put in a lot of work to build these little tunnel systems, and then you get to just monkey around, which is cool. You can build into the sky too pretty easily. There's different biomes in the world, so if you dig in like the desert area versus if you dig in the grasslands, there'll also be some differences of the loot that you can get, and you just want to explore it all so you can keep getting cool, crazy stuff. Oh yeah. It's really important that you build a house pretty early on, and if you can build multiple houses, even better. And a house has to have a floor. You absolutely have to build a floor for your house, or the game doesn't count it as a house. I was like, why is no one moving into my village? It would frustrate me.
Because you didn't put floors in it.
Yeah, they're like, I don't want to live on top of grass, bub. But you build houses in your town. You can even build a house like in the sky as long as it has a freaking front door and a floor. Villagers will just like teleport in there by the power of somehow. So first you have to build these houses, and once you do and you complete stuff underground, like a nurse will arrive into your village and move into a house the very first time you get a health upgrade. Same thing, you get an arms dealer that moves in when you get your first bomb, so that's cool. And there's a bunch of little people like that where just by doing stuff in the underground, and if you have houses built for them up above ground, they'll start moving in, and then you can get even more perks and items from them. So again, it's that progression. You're constantly feeling like you're doing something, and yeah, it was a whole lot of fun. One thing I liked about Terraria versus Minecraft that always turned me off from Minecraft was when you die, you don't lose your shit. The only thing you do lose is money, which it's very easy to get new money by killing new enemies.
You know, there's a setting that you can keep on.
Really?
Yeah, in Minecraft where you don't lose all your shit when you die.
Even in survival mode?
I think so.
Oh jeez, that's a game changer.
The thing that turned me off from Minecraft was this totally changeable setting.
Was the setting that I just didn't bother turning off. Well, in Terraria, it's the default, so...
Maybe you just smell.
Maybe I'm just bad at games. Well, I like that Terraria had it as a default option.
Some people like a little bit of face challenge. Not everyone...
is a pussy like me.
Not everyone quits games in the tutorial.
Guess who's getting back into Minecraft?
Yeah, Minecraft is the shit.
That was literally the only note I had comparing the two as well.
Yeah, it's called keep loot. You die and then you just keep all your shit.
This is almost as embarrassing as that time I didn't know Instagram worked in a video. God, old man Belleville. It went from genuinely frustrating to embarrassing. Real quick. Moving on. Oh, another fun thing is you'll start finding like these crazy underground wells of water, and sometimes you can accidentally like get stuck on it and maybe potentially drown, which is fun. But if you see the well of water in time and you're over it in a way where you're standing over it, but it's really dark underground, since you can't light the water part with a torch, the game gives you glow sticks, and you can just throw a glow stick in the water and you see it sink down and you can see it light up all the stuff that you couldn't previously see. It's got that kind of like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, like play with it, see what happens type of energy. Very sandbox, and you can have different creative solutions probably to different things. I really liked the glow sticks though, and hucking those in the water. Ooh, another great thing about Terraria on the Switch specifically was I thought it was it implemented the touch screen of the Switch super well. You have like the grid type of selection, similar how you do for inventory in Minecraft, where you can pull up the whole menu and you have all your stuff. And in the Terraria Switch version, you can just click and move your inventory around. You can build on the screen with the touch controls as well as the button controls. It's perfect accessibility options. You have multiple ways you can approach building. And this was a game where whenever I would play play it in console docked mode, it felt a little bit off. It felt like I didn't have my full range of abilities. So I really liked the touchscreen implementation in Terraria, especially because I feel like not a lot of Switch games even utilize the touchscreen. It's just like, just let me hit the little like menu stuff, like unpause my game with the touchscreen. It's such a small thing, and yet I feel like, why didn't someone take 2 seconds to make that a thing? I know game development is not that simple, but it's a gripe of mine. Oh, another thing with the touchscreen is like the zoom in, zoom out is super smooth. Like you have to hit a series of buttons to zoom out into the map in console mode / by using the buttons. But on the touchscreen, you can like fully zoom out where it then shows you like the map view. And then you can zoom back into your character and get super tight with it. You have the full range of zoom in, zoom out with the touchscreen, which is sick. They really nailed it. They nailed the port of it to the Switch. I have 2 more notes on Terraria. 1, the music is really good. It reminds me a lot of like a classic GBA game. Has that kind of condensed 8-bit music. It reminded me of a couple of RPGs I played on the Game Boy back in the day. So that was fun. Love the vibes there. And the other thing I wanted to say was fuck the worm enemies. There's these worm enemies that can move through like all the space. Like there's like stuff you haven't mined yet, and it can just move through it because it's a worm. And then it'll jump through you and then be in the wall again. And you have to hit it as it pops out or shoot it with a bow and arrow. And he's just a pain in the ass, and you hear like a little sound and you're like, ah, fuck, it's a worm. And despite all the options you have to cover all this distance really fast, if you try to escape the worm, he will follow you. Other enemies, you can pretty easily just juke them and get out of there if you don't want to deal with their asses. But the worms will follow you to the depths of hell and back. So fuck the worms. My review of Terraria is I want to...
You should review Minecraft next.
My review of Terraria is not enough Minecraft. There's not enough 3 and not enough dimensions. It's missing one. Which honestly isn't true, because Terraria you can play with the foreground background, so that is a 3rd dimension. It's just different. There is a Z-axis.